Triple T here. Today, I have a message to Tony Khan's dad. Take your darn son's phone away. Welcome to a comprehensive exploration of the social media dynamics that are currently shaping the landscape of professional wrestling. In this deep dive, we're going to unpack the online conduct of one of the industry's most influential figures, Tony Khan, the president of All Elite Wrestling, and compare it with the digital demeanor of another wrestling heavyweight. Mahal, known to many as Triple H, the Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy Development for WWA. Tony Khan, the progeny of the billionaire tycoon Shahid Khan, has carved out a reputation for being a maverick on social media. His Twitter feed is a battleground where he doesn't shy away from voicing bold criticisms and engaging in fiery debates, especially when it comes to WWA, All Elite Wrestling's main competitor. Khan's approach to social media is emblematic of his broader strategy to position All Elite Wrestling as a disruptive force in the wrestling world. He uses his platform to challenge the status quo, call out perceived injustices, and advocate for what he believes is a more dynamic and fan-centric wrestling experience. However, this approach is not without its detractors. Some argue that Khan's online antics can sometimes cross the line into the realm of the unprofessional. His candid and confrontational style, while resonating with a segment of the audience that craves authenticity and transparency, can also be seen as a double-edged sword. Critics suggest that his tweets, at times, may detract from the brand's image and could potentially alienate partners, sponsors, and a portion of the fan base that prefers the traditional decorum associated with executive conduct. In stark contrast stands Paul Levesque, or Triple H, whose Twitter persona can be described as the antithesis of Tony Khan's. Levesque's social media strategy is carefully curated, exuding professionalism and a corporate polish that aligns with WWA's brand as a global entertainment powerhouse. His tweets serve as a platform to highlight WWA's initiatives, celebrate the achievements of its talent, and market upcoming spectacles. Triple H also occasionally offers glimpses into his personal life, which humanizes the executive and adds a layer of relatability. Triple H's online presence is a masterclass in brand management. He steers clear of public spats and controversial statements, which helps to maintain a sense of stability and respectability for WWA. This approach not only reflects his personal brand, but also the ethos of the organization he represents. It's a calculated effort to preserve the company's image as a professional entity within the corporate world, which is crucial for maintaining relationships with investors, networks, and international markets. The contrasting social media strategies of Tony Khan and Paul Levesque highlight a fascinating dichotomy within the wrestling industry. On one hand, there's the insurgent Tony Khan, whose Twitter presence is a reflection of All Elite Wrestling's challenger brand mentality, willing to disrupt and provoke to carve out its niche. On the other, there's the establishment figure Triple H, whose digital footprint is a testament to WWA's long-standing corporate identity, emphasizing stability, professionalism, and global appeal. As we continue to witness the evolution of professional wrestling, the social media strategies employed by its leaders will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in shaping the perceptions and allegiances of fans worldwide. The question remains, which approach will prove to be more effective in the long run? Will it be the unfiltered authenticity of Tony Khan or the measured diplomacy of Triple H? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, their tweets will be watched as closely as the matches in the ring. The digital landscape of Twitter, with its rapid-fire communication and emphasis on engagement, can indeed foster an environment ripe for conflict and hostility. This phenomenon is not exclusive to public figures like Tony Khan, but is a systemic issue that permeates much of the platform's interactions. The architecture of Twitter is such that it inherently rewards content that generates strong emotional reactions, often at the expense of civility and constructive discourse. The mechanics of Twitter, likes, retweets, mentions, and the ability to reply directly to public figures, create a feedback loop that can amplify contentious and inflammatory content. Users are often more likely to engage with tweets that evoke a strong response, whether positive or negative, which can skew the type of content that gains visibility. This dynamic can inadvertently promote a culture where hostility and negativity thrive, as these types of interactions are more likely to be shared and commented on, thus gaining more traction. The implications of this environment are far-reaching, particularly concerning mental health. A growing body of research indicates that prolonged exposure to negative interactions on social media can have deleterious effects on an individual's psychological well-being. Symptoms such as increased anxiety, depression, and lowered self-esteem have been linked to the use of platforms like Twitter, especially when engagement with the platform is excessive or consists of negative interactions. Moreover, the constant connectivity and the pressure to be perpetually available online can disrupt natural sleep patterns, leading to sleep disturbances that compound the stress of online hostility. The opportunity cost of time spent on social media can also be significant, as it may displace more rewarding or fulfilling activities such as face-to-face interactions, physical exercise, or hobbies that contribute to one's sense of well-being. Given these potential adverse effects, it would be prudent for Tony Khan to consider strategies to mitigate the impact of Twitter on his mental health. This could involve setting boundaries around his use of the platform, such as designated times for checking and responding to tweets, or using tools and features that limit exposure to abusive content. Additionally, seeking out positive interactions in communities within the platform can help balance the negative with supportive and uplifting content. Furthermore, it may be beneficial for Tony Khan to engage in digital detoxes, periods where he steps away from social media altogether to recharge and focus on other aspects of life. This can provide much-needed respite and perspective, allowing for a healthier relationship with the platform upon return. Now let's talk about SHAHID Khan, Tony's father. As the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and Fulham FC, SHAHID Khan is no stranger to the world of sports. He is also the founder of the automotive parts manufacturer Flex & Gate in Urbana, Illinois. His success in business and sports provides him with a unique perspective on the challenges and opportunities that come with running a major sports organization. Given Tony's controversial behavior on Twitter, it might be beneficial for SHAHID to step in and provide guidance. This should involve taking away Tony's phone, limiting his use of Twitter. This is not to say that Tony should be silenced, but rather that his use of social media should be more measured and strategic. Just like a bad child gets in trouble for doing stupid things, SHAHID needs to do the same for his son. Furthermore, the fact that Tony Khan is reacting this way on Twitter could be a sign that all elite wrestling is not doing well. If the organization was thriving, there would be no need for Tony to engage in public disputes or controversial topics on Twitter. His behavior suggests a level of desperation and insecurity that is not characteristic of a successful organization. Furthermore, his controversial tweets could potentially harm the reputation of All Elite Wrestling and alienate its fan base, especially with Mercedes money getting for the wrestling program any day now. In conclusion, while Tony Khan's candidness on Twitter can be refreshing to some fans, his controversial tweets have also drawn criticism and contributed to a hostile online environment. A more measured approach, similar to that of AAA, could help to foster a more positive online presence. Furthermore, considering the potential negative impacts of excessive social media use on mental health, it might be beneficial for Tony Khan to limit his use of Twitter. As wrestling fans, it's important for us to support and respect all wrestlers, regardless of where they are in their career. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wrestling content.